Big E this past week unfortunately broke his neck. Uh, he was in a match with Ridge Holland, and he took a suplex on the outside, and he literally landed right on his head. If you didn't see the clip, you can find it on Reddit, but I don't know if you want to. It was not pretty. Big E gave a few updates from both the hospital and his home, where he said many people, including Holland himself, visited him. But so according to Big E, he had fractured his C1 and C6 vertebra, but there was no displacement. There was no spinal cord or ligament damage, and he will not require surgery. So that's a positive. But I mean, dude still broke his neck, which sucks, especially right around WrestleMania season. So, Danny, are they on Raw or the New Day on Raw or SmackDown?
SmackDown.
Okay, so maybe you did not see this live then, but it shows you how much I'm watching WWE. But I guess what are your thoughts on this happening, and then B, what do we think is going to happen with both this feud with Holland? I think they had going, and then I guess Kofi Kingston as well. He's kind of on his own at the moment.
Yeah, so first off, hopefully this isn't, it sounds weird we're talking about a broken neck, but hopefully this isn't too bad for Big E. I forgot the guy's name, but I know he was a doctor for, I believe, a football team. I want to say the Chargers, but I don't know for sure, so I'm not going to say that. But, he was saying that he looks at these types of injuries all the time, and they're usually career ending, but he wasn't personally looking at like Big E's x-rays or his results or anything, but he just based off of the type of injury he normally deals with. So that's not a good thing to hear, and it kind of just made me sad for it sounds silly to complain about like the nonsense on WWE when something like this happens. But like, in the context of, let's say this was a career-ending injury for Big E, it's just all the more reason to be bummed out about how his title reign went and ended, But I know it's easy to give shit to Ridge Holland for this, but
he got plenty of it.
It's just how it goes. It's an accident. It's not like he was doing some crazy move and that he wasn't ready to do. It was a very routine move. So let's not be too hard on him. I mean, if I was Ridge Holland, I'd probably just stay away from stuff like that for a while, but it's just a real bummer. I'm not to sound harsh about it, but I kind of don't care about the match that we're going to have at Mania. It was going to be New Day versus Sheamus, Holland, and what's this guy's name? What's their new friend's name? I can't.
Fudge. Just a bit outside.
There we go. Yeah, so I wasn't really interested in that match, so I'm not going to lie, but, I didn't want to not have it for this sort of reason. But hopefully Big E can come back. I think Big E has won over almost everyone over the past decade. Because I can remember early days Big E and wondering, like, what is this guy's deal? But then the second I heard him talk, I'm like, oh, okay, this guy is great. But yeah, hopefully he come back better, somehow stronger, because I wouldn't be surprised if he just became even bigger, But we'll see. Like, hopefully he recovers like a wrestler and not like a normal human being.
We can rebuild him. We have the technology. James, I thought Danny brought up a good point there. Ridge Holland caught a lot of shit for this, and not just necessarily him, but there were a lot of people talking about how, like, this is another guy who's a failure of the company because they brought him up too early for NXT. And I don't know enough about Ridge Holland to speak to that, because again, I don't really watch WWE anymore, but it did seem like a lot of blame placing for something that was, I'm pretty sure, was clearly an accident.
It's unfortunate because Ridge's career so far, in WWE at least, has been marred by injury. He had a freak accident in NXT where he caught somebody diving out of the ring wrong, and he ended up breaking both of his legs, and he ended up missing a year's worth of action.
Forgot that was him.
Yep, that was him.
That was bad.
And then he came up to SmackDown and he teamed with Sheamus. And then he had that tag match with Ricochet and I forget who the other Cesaro.
Yeah, Cesaro.
Oh, I thought you were doing a bit.
No, I genuinely forgot, but
it's not like it's what's his name.
Yeah, we don't talk about what's his name. And then Ricochet flipped and broke Holland's face. Like, I think he broke his nose. And now, not too much longer after that, we're seeing him unfortunately injure somebody. We're seeing him injure a beloved superstar in Big E. Now, Ridge isn't some rookie. He's been wrestling since I can't tell you when he started, but he's been going back as far, like I know his earliest match 2018 because I saw a clip of him hitting the same belly to belly suplex he hit on Big E super safely in the ring. This is an unfortunate freak accident. This stuff happens. It's not okay, but it's not anybody's fault either. Like I know there's the old adage, wrestling ain't ballet, which we got to get rid of because ballet is tough, but it's not ballet. People are going to get hurt. You never want to see it happen. You never want to see it happen to the people that we're invested in and we like, but it does happen. Ridge has, by all accounts, by Big E's own admission, he came and checked on him, like you said, and you can't ask for more than that in a situation like this. So,
well, where was all this when Nia Jax injured people?
It was on Twitter when she was joking about it. That terrible person.
Yeah, and her gimmick.
Yeah. So my heart breaks for Big E because even though, thank God, he doesn't need surgery, we don't know what this means for his career. Don't even think about the short term with WrestleMania. Maybe this means his career is altered. Maybe this means the way he wrestles is altered. Maybe this means at the very least, maybe it's a year before we see him back in the ring again. We don't really know. And I wish him the speediest of recoveries. I hope he's okay or will be okay. And I know, Danny, you said you weren't really looking forward to this match, this 6-man tag. And while I do get that, because the match itself doesn't seem anything special, there was something special about it, that it was going to be the first time the three of them have teamed together in some time. Woods just came back like the weekend after Big E got hurt, and it would have been the first time we had seen all of New Day in the ring together in quite a while. And
I mean, just since like Survivor Series time, but I get what you mean.
Did they wrestle together?
They faced the Bloodline.
Oh, they did.
Not leading up to Survivor Series. They faced the Bloodline.
Leading up to Survivor. Yeah, yes, you're right. But it's.
But I get what you mean.
It would have been a special moment, and that's gone, which does suck. But more importantly, yeah, Big E's health is what matters, and his livelihood.
It's not easy to take a positive away from these things, but E did have a tweet the other day that I thought would actually be a nice way to end the segment. He said, I used to endure difficult things in my life and I felt very alone, but I feel so immensely loved and supported. I was not prepared for the sheer volume of DMs, calls, texts, visits, etc. I'll never be able to adequately thank you all. So, I mean, it's unfortunate that it took an injury for him to feel this way, but I'm just glad that he now knows that he has this support group and like he is this love, not just by his fans, but by the people around him as well. So again, get well, E. Hopefully you come back better and stronger than ever. And when we see you next, you can be yelling like Kurt Angle about, winning things with a broken freaking neck.